Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video, and today we're getting some more Halloween Cup Go Battle League Battle. 'Tis the spooky season, and it seems like all of my double strats are coming back to life. When I first started this whole YouTube channel, I was known for my double mud boys. Once this Halloween Cup came around, I started with a double bug strat. The next video was a meme team, but it was a double charm strat essentially. And today's video, we're doing a double water strat that does not include a Azumarill, so I know you guys are excited to hear that. It's actually a double water poison strat essentially. And I wonder if we should just call these, instead of mud boys, you know, like water grounds, my mud boys, call these my toxic boys. Well, we got a 5-0 set with my toxic boys today, and the team is consistent of a Qwilfish lead, Crustle safe swap essentially, and Tentacruel in the back as a closer. And boy, when I tell you, you guys probably already know this through the first couple days of Halloween Cup, Tentacruel as a closer is so solid. If you could set it up even with just one shield, or just get your opponent's shields and let Tentacruel rock, oh my god, it could put in work. So I'm excited. Got a 5-0 set with this team. I've been messing around with a bunch of different teams, just trying to figure out more and more stuff that works. I've been hitting, I've been missing. I'm trying to put out all the stuff that's hitting, but the elo's dropping because I'm doing a lot of stuff that's also missing, and I definitely don't want to show you guys that stuff. Halloween Cup season is short, so I got to get you all the goods and all the treats while I can. Ooh, I'm on a roll this video. But please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's jump into these battles. So, as the Halloween Cup has progressed, like I mentioned in my first Halloween Cup video, a lot of people are leading with their rock types, leading with their ground types, with their Golurks ground types, with the rock types Crustles, and I've been seeing a lot of Haunters also. Qwilfish doesn't exactly have a positive matchup against Haunter, but you can play out this lead and technically win switch advantage. So, the play for the Haunter is just to go straight Shadow Punch here. No reason to go for the big move. Qwilfish is fairly glassy, but these water guns are chunking away, and I'm pretty much getting to the Aqua Tails right around the same time the Haunter is getting to the Shadow Punches. I'm a tiny bit behind, but they're still threatening shields. We're at a one shield situation here, and you'll notice how low the Haunter's health is right now. They're going to go for another Shadow Punch here, and what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to commit the second shield, and I'm just going to water gun down the Haunter, because depending on what their last Pokemon is, I might be able to still get that second shield from them, and I still win switch, or win lead, which gives me switch advantage. So let's see what they're going to bring in here. They go in with an AZU. I'm not going to get bubbled down in time. I can Sludge Wave this, threaten their last shield exactly as planned, and because I was able to win lead the way that I did, I don't have to land Crustle on the AZU, I can land Tentacruel on it. So Tentacruel's technically not closing out the match here because it's coming in to deal with this AZU, but Tentacruel's like AZU's #1 counter, and it's amazing. They swap into a Wigglytuff. Tentacruel could have stayed in there, but I don't want Crustle lined up with the AZU, so Crustle might as well do some work here and take out the Wigglytuff so that Tentacruel can finish off the AZU to win this game. This match is already locked up. Rock Slide gets it low, and what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to stop attacking on purpose. The reason why I did this is because I did not want to have a bunch of health for that Azumarill to farm down. I wanted to get one bubble instead of getting maybe 3 or 4 bubbles and potentially be at a charge move, and literally give them no chance at winning. My opponent realizes this, and it ends up being GG for match number 1. The Toxic Boys are off to a scary start in a good way. Let's see what we can do in match number 2. Let's see what lead we got. Got a Qwilfish on a Marowak lead, and this is another common lead that's been appearing in Halloween Cup, and this is one I like a lot. Now, you technically do have to watch out for Bone Club. As much as it's a terrible move, it's still dealing super effective damage, and Qwilfish is glassy. Plus, Shadow Ball would definitely nuke it, and that's neutral. So, as long as I can just outpace it, they're definitely going to try and build up to the Shadow Ball to bait it, because I would prefer Bone Club essentially hitting than the Shadow Ball, but I'm shielding no matter what. I'm just committing to win this lead. I got one of their shields, so I'm going to match them shield for shield, and as long as I outpace them, I'm feeling good here. Not going to get overconfident, not going to lose shield advantage just to water gun this thing down. They decide not to shield, so I have a ton of health. Now, Galvantula is a problem for this team, but not that extreme of a problem because there is Crustle, which will hard counter the heck out of Galvantula. Plus, I'm going for this Aqua Tail here, and it threatens my opponent's last shield, and I still have a shield of my own after winning lead. I can land Crustle on the Galvantula. It's already at half health. They can throw a charge move here, whether it be lunge or discharge. I don't really care too much, so I'm not going to shield. It's going to end up being lunge, puts my Crustle in the yellow, and then I'm going to commit to a Smackdown down, but they do outpace me to the next charge move, but this is totally fine because I still have that shield, and Tentacruel's coming in to close. So I let Crustle go down, I throw in a Poison Jab, take out the Galvantula before I can do any damage. Their last Pokemon, look at that, AZU. I have AZU's top counter against it, and I have shield advantage. This match locked up. put it in the books, taking dub number 2 of this set with the Toxic Boys. So let's see how long this opponent decides to stick around. First opponent decided to quit. This opponent decided that they wanted to throw their charge moves because they wanted to play this out. Completely understandable. It's a valiant effort, but it will be to no avail for them to pull off the win, and they ended up quitting too. So we got to, I don't want to call them rage quits. It was more of just early quits because of the fact that they just didn't have a chance against the Toxic Boys. I was stuttering a bit before because I wanted to try and throw in a Halloween pun, but I was on such a roll of like commentating that match that I didn't want to also mess that up. But regardless, I started off this video really good with the puns. I don't know how much better I'm going to be able to continue, but let's get into this third match. Got a solid lead, and then they save swap into Qwilfish, and I was like, what do I save swap here to deal with this? I have 2 water types. I guess a safer option would have been Tentacruel because of the fact that the water guns wouldn't have really hurt me that much, but my poison jabs wouldn't have hurt the Qwilfish too much either. And what you'll actually come to notice here is bringing in Crustle actually ended up being the right decision, and we'll see late game of why that was a good decision also. So we're at even shields here. They're going to outpace me to this next charge move. I have every intention of shielding this, and based on how low they are, their water guns are not going to be able to take me out before my smackdowns take them out. But I do go for this X-Scissor just to be safe because this was literally the first matchup that I was in this situation. So I go for the X-Scissor, take out their Qwilfish. I could have definitely smackdowned it down, but this works out beautifully because I kept switch. Even losing shield advantage, I had Tentacruel. Tentacruel doesn't care about AZU shields. AZU can have 2 shields, and Tentacruel will take it out with the poison jabs and with the acid sprays. It's a beautiful matchup if you really want to keep those AZUs in check. I know a lot of people are believing this is the AZU Cup, so #1 counter, Tentacruel. I highly recommend it, whether it be on this team comp or others. And this team keeps AZU at bay. It's double water poison. Qwilfish counters AZU pretty well. It's not the easiest matchup to play out just because you need to land that sludge wave, so if there are shields, you gotta play a bait game. Crustle loses to AZU, but can still put in some work against it with the smackdowns, land the rock slides. It can do good chip damage, and then Tentacruel, like I said, just absolutely walls AZU. AZU has no chance to matter their shielding situation. And I took out their Mawile there. AZU's coming back in. I don't have a shield. Doesn't make too big of a difference. All moves from AZU are going to be resisted by Qwilfish, but now Qwilfish is a little bit glassier than Tentacruel, so you have to keep that in mind. I'm not even going to build up to the Sludge Wave because based on where their health is at, they have to shield this Aqua Tail, and Tentacruel's just going to come in and poison jab and throw acid sprays regardless. So I'm feeling really good here. Let's see how what they decide to do. They're over farming a bunch, I guess, hoping that maybe they can get to like 100 energy and throwing all their charge moves at Tentacruel will pay off. But they're not even going to be able to take out my Qwilfish, and I water gun down an AZU to pull off match number 3. So that's 3 matches. Made the first 2 AZUs quit. Third AZU didn't have a chance. I'm loving these Toxic Boys. No matter how perfect the set is, no matter how good a team appears in a video, every team that you're going to make in GBL has a weakness. The way you need to construct your team is playing against the meta. I could tell you a couple weaknesses off the bat, and I could still highly suggest and recommend this double Toxic Boy team, this double water team that we got going on here. Toxicroak is definitely, ironically, counter to my Toxic Boys, just because of the fact that it has good matchups against all 3 mons. Qwilfish could put in the most work with the water guns, whereas Crustle and Tentacruel's quick move damage is resisted by Toxicroak, but Toxicroak's glassy, so it can be taken out. The biggest weakness, the one that you have to worry about the most, is Trash Wormadam. Now, what you really need to consider here is what are you seeing more of when you're doing these Halloween Cup battles? Azumarill or Trash Wormadams? Out of 25 battles in a day, I'm seeing maybe 2 Trash Wormadams throughout the day, whereas I'm probably seeing about 20 Azumarills. So I would much rather pick a team that's going to counter Azumarill really hard and lose those 2 matches to Trash Wormadam, and I'm still going to pull off 15 to 20 wins with this team. So keep that in mind. Like I said, no team's perfect, but I 100% recommend this team. This 5-0 set obviously proves it. And these were 5 consecutive matches. It's not like I nitpicked and cherry-picked my matches. This was a straight-up set, back-to-back-to-back matches. I know it gets cut a little weird in the video, but that's just to save time. I promise. This is all coming from the same set. And then in the next set right after, I had another 4-1. So I'm putting together positive sets with this team. It's a really fun team to use, and it's great just to see how stressed out those AZUs get when they have to quit at the end of the match when they run into Tentacruel. So speaking of which, Tentacruel with the shield, farm down their Qwilfish there. Let's see what my opponent's going to bring in to try and take down my Tentacruel. They're taking a while. They brought in a Shadow Mawile. Now, Shadow Mawile is a steel type, which typically resists poison, but it's also a fairy type. So it's taken. Oh wait, hold up. No. Let me get my typings right here. I think it. Wait, the steel double resist. So no, I'm correcting myself. I'm catching it. Mawile still technically single resists those poison jabs. I'm gonna check after I make this clip. But I'm pretty confident it's single resist those poison jabs, but because of Shadow Mawile, it's so glassy that honestly, even if it's single resisting it, it's still taking a bunch of damage, and you saw how much that Hydro Pump did. And we're getting to a second Hydro Pump, because Tentacruel's a tanky boy. He's a tanky Toxic boy. Got the Alolan Muck all the way in the red after slaughtering the Mawile. Crustle comes in, finishes off the day, and we're off to a beautiful 4-0 start in this set. Haha, you know this spooky season things are a little out of whack. I got my typing right there. I went back and checked. Alright, it's progress. I know. I should know it. But you know what? It kind of speaks to my skill. I don't really know my typings, and I'm pretty good at the game, if I say so myself. I'm working on it though, I promise. Anyhow, let's move on to the next match. So, we got a Qwilfish on Gengar lead here, and I'm going to play this exactly how I would play the Haunter one. You can see how much those Shadow Claws are doing to my Qwilfish. Definitely got to protect. This is 100% a Shadow Punch. I would love if they threw the Shadow Ball. That would be great, but they know better. They can see how glassy Qwilfish is. And then I'm going for the Aqua Tail, and I'm really salty they pulled a very good swap here, because this is going to save them a shield. Gengar would have definitely needed to shield this Aqua Tail. Beedrill could tank it. I do have a great counter for it in the form of Crustle, so I'm going to come through and smack down the heck out of this Beedrill. And because of the fact that I shielded that Shadow Punch, I know they've gotten to a Drill Run. It'll deal neutral damage to my Crustle, and I have no problem tanking it. And I need to preserve a shield here. I'm kind of expecting the Gengar to come in unless they have a direct counter to Crustle. So let's wait, because I actually don't remember off the top of my head how they played this out or what their team was. Ah, they have AZU. So this ends up being a fascinating finish. I was quite worried at this point in the match because of the fact that I was going to throw this Rock Slide. It wasn't going to threaten a shield. They had a 2 shield to 1 shield advantage on me, and their AZU's going to bubble down my Crustle. Now, the positive here is Crustle at least put AZU all the way to the yellow, and I had Tentacruel the best possible counter to the AZU. I was fully expecting that swap, and I actually don't mind that because based on Tentacruel's moveset, it's cool that they have both these shields. I could throw that Acid Spray, and it's fine that you don't shield it, because now when I come in with Qwilfish, those Water Guns almost deleted the Gengar. They can get to a charge move here. I'm going to commit to Tentacruel, and we're going to actually end up calling this GG, because that Shadow Punch is not going to take me out. It gets me low. I take out the Gengar here. The AZU is going to come back in, and they're going to save their shields for when the spooky season is over. Unless they decide to use one of those shields now for this Aqua Tail, but that's not gonna change anything. I'm just gonna go back into Tentacruel. I'm gonna commit to a Poison Jab down, and just to prove that, you know, like there was no unevenness, like I needed my shield or anything, I'm gonna not shield these Ice Beams. I'm gonna flex a little bit. I'm gonna save my shield and make them end up keeping their 1 shield, because I know Tentacruel's tanking everything coming from this AZU, whether it's Hydro Pump, Play Rough, Ice Beam, whatever moveset you want to run in Halloween Cup. Tentacruel loves to see it. Poison Jabs the AZU to finish off the 5-0 from the Toxic boys. I'm no king, but you know what? My puns were pretty on point for this video. I'm officially out of puns unless one of them just sparks in my head. But shout out King as always. I love him. He's been a big supporter of mine through content creating. Anyhow, now I'm going on the topic. I just thought of him because of all the Halloween puns I was trying to make, and some that just kind of rolled off the tongue real easily. You know, it was a bit... Yeah, no, I don't have a Halloween pun for that. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the team. Let me know what you thought of the battles and the Toxic boys. I hope you guys are able to use this team. There's still time left. There's like, what, 4 or 5 days probably left in this Halloween Cup by the time this video comes out. And I can't wait to try this out more and explore more Halloween teams that I could possibly have success with. So if you're excited for that and potentially some more meme teams within the next week or so, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.